Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So here's the deal. I am a backpacker and an outdoors type as a hobby. It really is important that I note that. The reason I YouTube and, I'm so famous with, dozens of subscribers and all those things is for my hobby. It's what I enjoy. Uh, I really want to focus on backpacking and just presenting videos that are memories for my family more than anything. But even as a small YouTube channel, Bohemian Adventurers, there are some things I've been noticing lately that make me feel somewhat obligated to cross the line into something I've vowed to never do, which is to take a little bit of a stand on anything even remotely political. And what I mean by that today is specifically Black Lives Matter and something that I've seen some concerning signs on, believe it or not, major backpacking YouTubers, news feeds and things that are saying extraordinarily racist comments. I can understand people that take the side of they don't want violence, they don't want buildings burned down, they don't want all of these things happening on our streets. I'm not here to debate that. Nobody likes that kind of political unrest in our country. What I am here to debate is simply the fact that as an outdoors community, as a backpacking community, I want to make it abundantly clear that what we represent at Bohemian Adventurers is that we do believe Black Lives Matter. And rather than just state that simple thing, I think I'm going to put something into words as eloquently as I possibly can. Certainly not as eloquently as it was told to me by Whitney. But she read a really good article that made a pretty simple point, and I'll kind of try to spell that out for you. If you are at work and you walk to the cubicle next to you, for example, and you see that somebody is grieving or crying and they're upset, and you ask them what's wrong, and they look at you and they say, my father just died, and they're obviously in a lot of different pain. The mentality of some of these all lives matter people is that if you looked at that person and you applied that mentality, you'd look at that person and you would say, everybody's father dies. That would be really truthful, just like all lives matter. That's truthful. All lives do matter. It'd be a truthful fact. Everybody's father dies, but it would be hurtful in the moment. African Americans are suffering. I 100% agree with the entire movement of Black Lives Matter, and I don't entirely agree with what's happening on the streets, but that's not entirely caused by this as a movement. And to be quite frank, if you're screaming so loud and it's never heard, what's the next step for you as a, piece of society? What would you do in your communities and in your groups if you were being oppressed to that level? That is all I really want to say about it. I'm not going to get deeply into it, but I want to take a broad stance as a individual, and I think I speak for my entire family when I say, as a channel, Bohemian Adventurers, that we support Black Lives Matter. And I would just want to encourage the backpacking and outdoors community to not stand for racism. So when you're seeing comments on your respective news feeds, you're seeing that people are trying to stir the pot. They're trying to make inflammatory remarks that are just flat out ignorant. Don't sit there and do nothing about it. Make a comment, take a stand, do what I believe we're obligated to do as a community, and stand up for the people that deserve to be stood up for. That's all I have to say today. Sorry to have to dive into the political realm on YouTube. I hope to not do it in the future. I would only do it under circumstances in which I'm so passionate about that I feel obligated to just speak and proclaim to the world that this is the stance we take. Black Lives Matter. We support the movement, and I hope the rest of the backpacking community can follow through and agree with me. Thanks all 14 of you for watching this video in the future, and hope you have a good day. Be kind.